Hello, everyone. Happy good morning, Saturday morning to you. Coming here from Austin, Texas. And I am so excited to have my friend with us today. And Iban Asazi is such a gem. I loved getting to know you in Hawaii. And it was just so nice to have our husbands be able to chat off to the side and we could have our own in-depth conversation. And it was such a great time. And so when I was thinking about different people that I wanted to interview for our Flippen Awesome events and the Good Morning Girl Boss for our Saturday mornings, you were definitely on the top of the list because I love your story. I love your heart. I love just the integrity in which you run your life as a whole. And so I'm super excited for us to have a little conversation this morning for everyone to meet you. And so I'm just giving it a second. There's a little bit of a delay a lot of times when we go on live, but it looks like we've got some viewers here. And you all listen, what I would love for you to do as we're talking, if you've got any questions, post them in the comments. If you're joining us from the YouTube link, what I'll tell you that'll help you being able to make comments is if you go to your Gmail, if you just go to Google, you're going to see your Google account or Gmail account up on the top. If you click there and go to your YouTube, that way you can make comments. If you're just on a general YouTube video that you're just watching, you can't make comments. And so if you could do that, great. If you're on our Flippin' Awesome Events page on Facebook, all you have to do is click on where it says StreamYard and it'll ask you if they have permission to post your comments, and you can post it right from there. So because we want to hear from you, I would love for you to just, say amen or whatever if you agree with something. But if you've got questions, it'll be great because I'll be able to field the questions as we're talking. So good morning, Marissa. Thanks for saying hi. Okay, so the way that we're going to flow, you guys, and we're going to keep it really to about 30, 40 minutes. But I just want you to hear, I love being able to share women's stories of success. I was drawn to Mary Kay. And by the way, my name is Cindy Mack, and I've been working with Mary Kay Cosmetics for 30 years. Next month will be my 30th anniversary. And I love entrepreneurship. I think I was destined since I was a child to work for myself. I did not fit well with the college scene. I didn't fit well in corporate America. I love learning, and I have always been drawn to confident, powerful women. I believe in and love the complexities of being a female. And I love being able to converse and really connect heart to heart with women who are like-minded. And so I'm excited for you to share your stories. So let's start off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask Yvonne some questions, and she's going to share. And like I said, you guys can do the same thing. Hey, Yvonne, love to see you jumping on here. Okay, so tell us from just a little backstory of just, where you're from and kind of your journey as a young woman prior to Mary Kay.
All right. Well, first I have to say thank you, Cindy Mack, for having me. Just love you and Curtis. We were able to connect on, I think, the last two trips, and just really got to know them at a whole nother level. We're in different seminar areas, so that is one of the great perks about joining or being a part of Mary Kay and earning that trip, working to earn that trip. You just never know the people you'll meet and how they'll impact your life. And so, of course, my husband's like, we don't know anybody. What are we gonna do? And then we meet Curtis, and then we meet Cindy Mack, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're in Pam Shaw's area. So we felt at home because there was someone we know and we had that commonality, but the guys really hit it off. We have to pull them away from each other sometimes, but
Yes.
so Cindy and I connected even more. Not even just the trip, but then the Destination Red Cruise.
Yeah,
We
the
got
cruise.
to have dinner together.
Mhm.
We had dinner in Hawaii that was beautiful. That location you picked was sublime.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sublime.
that was Menina. She did good.
Okay, Benita did that. That was
Yeah.
off the chart.
I can't take credit. This is so nice.
They had to kick us out. So but
Mhm.
that was a great night to really connect and find our hearts, talk about our personalities and our strengths. And that was something that was so important. And so we never stop learning. So we help each other grow. And so when she talked about this and said, absolutely, I'd be happy to help. This is what we do, ladies, in business, women supporting each other to make each other greater, to make each other stronger, and to call each other out. So that's what this is about. So she asked me if I can help. I said, absolutely, because we all have a story to share. And there's always so much more that we want to know. And it's nothing like having a platform like this in which to do it. So I'm grateful to you because I'm learning, because I'm not on StreamYard, but I'm learning. So thank you for helping me stretch this side of the virtual experience, Cindy. I
Mhm.
appreciate that. But a little bit about me. My name is Eben Osaze. Born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri, and profession, I am a physician assistant in family medicine and women's health. I've been practicing medicine for 20 years. Can you imagine?
Mm.
20 years, 20 years. And so, all of those years, I did not know about Mary Kay, believe it or not. I had to come all the way to Danville, Illinois, where I started practicing here because I have a heart and a passion for people. And as part of my medical training and experience to just get more involved, I wanted to work with the underserved. So I trained at a hospital that was all about helping our fellow man, no matter what they look like, no matter what their background, no matter their educational status. Someone said my sound is a little low.
Yeah, your volume for some reason,
Okay.
and I
Mm,
don't know,
interesting.
might be your microphone, but
I'll keep going.
so just talk loud.
Okay. Thank you, Yvonne. I'll try to talk louder, but
There you go.
I think that's what piqued my interest because you really just to be successful in any business, I really think you have to like people, especially in something like Mary Kay. So didn't know that was a strength or gift of mine, but I definitely had a passion for people, no matter what they look like, where they came from, their background. They deserve the basic needs. Good access to healthcare was just should be given away. Should be given away. And so I took an oath to do that, to serve. And there was a little town in Illinois called Danville, and I came as a student, volunteered to do a rotation in
Mm,
little Danville, Illinois, and heard about it. And I was like, this is actually a nice area. It's nice, quiet. People were friendly. And I decided to join a practice here years ago, and it has just been an absolute blessing. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, but I trained in my medical profession in Chicago, Illinois. So Danville is right in between both cities.
oh wow.
2 hours south of Chicago, 3 hours north of St. Louis. So I'm always home, right? I can always be home. Not now, but that's a place I could, home I could travel to either way in the same day and come back. So that was another reason. And I'm about an hour and a half from Indianapolis. So I'm in a really good central location, but it's remote enough where it's quiet. There's no traffic, no craziness. And everybody waves and says hello, good morning, good night, good afternoon. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. It's just, I love it. It's a little Mayberry at times, but not really, but. Uh,
Mhm.
and so, but this is where I got introduced to Mary Kay. So I got invited to a skincare class of a girlfriend of mine whose husband is a physician. And Nicole actually was a stay-at-home mom and also homeschooled her children. But she's now an evangelist and she teaches other women how to homeschool their children. So
Wow.
another success story, ambitious women. But at that time in her life, she was just in a season where she was rearing her children and educating her children off home. And so she had tried some other direct sales companies just to have something for herself because her husband was an anesthesiologist. So he was on call a lot and so
Mm,
wasn't always at home. And so after not liking some companies, she fell into Mary Kay and loved it.
mm,
And I got called to come to her house. And I remember driving up with my girlfriend and my 3-year-old daughter in the back. And I saw a pink Cadillac in the driveway. And I'm like, they have rented a pink Cadillac to show off at this house.
oh, that's so funny.
You have got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. I'm not buying anything because Nicole and Damon are salt of the earth people. They are
Mm,
not showy, and just like, I was just turned off. You know me. I just had to have a reason.
right, right.
I was just making something up,
That's
making something up.
so
And
funny.
so I went to that party wanting to be the emergency person, the negative person. I don't know. I don't know. Something about the pink car. Now it's so funny. I'm driving.
Right, right.
But I can say that it's just so funny how we just assume, the worst or the negative about what we don't know, and we
Yes.
don't have the information to really make an informed decision or even an informed assumption. So
Right.
learned a lot through that. But I'm telling you guys, when Nicole opened the door, she looked amazing. I mean, she was
Mhm.
in this. I had never seen her dressed up before. Never before Mary Kay.
Wow.
She had on a beautiful black dress, little after five dress, cocktail dress, heels. Her hair and makeup was phenomenal, and my mouth dropped. I was like, okay, Nicole, whatever they're doing for you,
Right.
this is it.
Yes, I want that.
You're snatched. I want to look like you. I want
Mm.
And so we had a great time at the party. There were a total of six of us. And a couple of my girlfriends were there. So my best friend Karen Broders was at that party. She's family medicine with me. Another girlfriend, Direct Grant, OB-GYN, she's now in Fayetteville, North Carolina. She was at that party. This was all, we were all like Mary Kay virgins, right? And then Aya and Nellie, my girlfriend, she was there. She's an attorney. Her husband is a physician who worked at the free clinic. I also worked at a free clinic back then. Even one weeknight, and then I would do a weekend shift once a month. So we were all busy people, all busy.
Mm.
And but about 2 weeks after that class, what I didn't know was that Aya and Nellie had joined, the one who was an attorney. She had joined initially just to be personal use. So this was in January, and by the following May, guys, the following May, she had already earned her car, but I didn't know this. Didn't know this. She was very, kind of private. I think she was where I was, wondering what people would think when I was starting to think about doing this.
Right.
And what would people say? I don't know, but I'm just saying that because I didn't know. But in May, she called me and asked, "Hey, what are you getting your nurses for mothers for Nurses Week?" And I'm like, "I don't know why. Like, why are you
Right.
asking me about Nurses Week?" And she said, "Well, what you don't know," she paused and said, "What you don't know is I'm actually a Mary Kay consultant. I joined with Nicole shortly after that party months ago. I've already earned my car. I'm becoming a director, and I am doing gift services to help you all out." I'm like, "Wow."
Oh, oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
And you had no idea.
I had no idea. So she put together gift sets, satin hand gift sets for our nurses that included gift certificates, like $20 gift certificates. And so next thing you know, that was the buzz at my clinic. Going to Aya's house, getting a makeover, and I was like, wow, this is really something. Everybody's enjoying their gifts. I'm getting thanked, but wow, look at Aya. Now look at her and Nicole. That was great. So that was May, and then June. Guess what, guys? She was a director and asked me to come to her debut. So I was always that type. What am I gonna get? What are you gonna give me? What am I gonna get? Because I know they gave things away at
Right, right.
party. We all bought us a roll up bag. We all, I'm like, that was $1,200. Everything was $200 for the complete set. And I was like, she made a lot of money. So what am I gonna get? So I offered the new compact, and I'm like, sure, I'll be there. And I came and enjoyed myself. But at that debut, director debut, she said words that were profound to me. And she said, in this life, we need to owe man nothing but love and get out of the cycle of debt. Because a lot of us in this room are living an absolute lie. There's a lot more month than there is money.
Mm,
We're hardworking women. We deserve more, but we're afraid to ask for it, right? And so
mm,
we're living this constant lie of perpetual oppression.
mm. Wow.
Well, and she didn't expound that much, but I expect because that's what it meant to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't owe man nothing but love. I owed man a lot. I had a lot of student loan debt, and so
Mm,
with PA school, getting your bachelor's and then your master's degree, it came with a cost, right? It wasn't free 99 at all. It was a lot of cost, substantial. And at that time, I said, you know what, I need to pay off my student loans in order to get to a position where our son, doesn't have to take out any student loans, our children, we're saving, but is it ever going to really be enough? And so I was having that type of question battle, going on in my head. And my husband at that time had just started his MBA program.
oh,
And
wow.
I knew it was just a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And even with us both having degrees, you have two kids, you have two cars, it's not enough. It's not
Mm-hmm.
enough. And so it's not that we're greedy, it's not any of that.
Right.
Want to be, it's just not enough. And you want to be to that position where you don't owe anything. And so, but me again, nervous and very, very nerdy. I had to think about it, think about it, think about it. I was so afraid to go up. So when they asked who wants to be a consultant, I was like, not me, not me.
Meanwhile, in your mind, you're going,
No. So I had to the next day. Well, that night I actually talked to my husband, and he said you can do whatever you want to do because guys, they'll ask us what do we want to do, but a lot of times we don't know. So then we'll say, oh, I got to talk to my husband first. I got to run it by him. You don't really have
right,
to run it by him.
right,
The lies we tell ourselves, you don't have to run anything by him. It's not a life or death situation. You don't have to fill out a transplant card or anything
right,
that serious.
right,
You just want it. You just want that push, right? That's what we're looking for as women. We're looking for that extra push. And so he didn't really give me the push. He just said you can do whatever you want, but I can't help because I'm going to grad school, which I
right.
understood. I went first, and then it was his turn. And so I'm like, okay, great help you are, but
That's
he's my biggest supporter and cheerleader now, but he had to finish some things that were on his plate, on his to-do list, which I totally understood.
mhm.
But that next day I went to work and I talked to my girlfriend Karen Broders, who's in family medicine with me. And she said, Even, I know you'll be great. You should at least try it. You should at least try it and give me a discount, So
Right, right, do it.
it's nothing like your girlfriend. She'll always be part of my eye story because, if it had not been for Karen telling me I could do it, I wouldn't have known. And I'm telling you, this giant would have never been unleashed. So
Wow.
sometimes you need to ask a girlfriend, what do they think? It's someone who who believes in you, who knows you, the core
Right,
of your heart, and then nothing stops you, And so, of course, the next day I called Aya, and I was very scared, and I said, I know you haven't asked me to do Mary Kay, but I think I want to help you be the first Cadillac director in Danville. That's never
wow,
happened before. But I'm not quitting my job. Don't ask me to quit my job because I've seen a lot of women, to say, oh, I don't have to work. I don't have to work. And that's not really me. Part of my identity was my career. How many of us
mhm.
can identify with that?
Yeah.
You're quick to say what you do instead of who you are.
Mm.
You're quick to
Wow.
say what you do instead of who you are. And we
Wow.
get into that game of the titles, and
Mhm.
and the letters and the alphabets, right?
Mhm. Oh yeah.
So,
Yes.
and it's nothing wrong with that, but that's not
Mhm.
truly just all we are and all we will be, and
Mhm.
all who you will be. So, but that was me, and so that was a big deal. I didn't want anyone to take that away from me, and not that that was the case, but I was just like, I'm not quitting my job. I'm not quitting my job. And so she said, you don't have to quit your job. You don't have to quit your job. And I said, well, I'm a C personality, so I had a lot of questions. Any questions she gave me, I had a question. And so I said, how much time does it really take? And she said, well, how much income do you want to make? And I said, my student loan payment automatically deducts 500 a month. 500 a month. Okay, I would love to double that to 1,000 per month. Wouldn't that be nice? That way you can
Mhm.
get out of debt faster, right? You can count down 100 faster. And she said, I get it. I get it. And I said, and if I have anything over that, I'm just going to put it towards that balance. I'd love to knock this out before my son goes away to college.
Mm.
And she said, "Oh, I can help you do that. 500 a month would not be a problem." I said, "Okay, you say that, but now next question, what does that look like for me?" Right? Because I don't have a lot of time, and that
Now, right now you're dealing with time. Hmm.
I didn't have a lot of time, and so I didn't know that I had a lot of good time management skills. But I worked full time in the clinic from 8 a.m. to about 4 p.m. Okay. And
Hmm.
then, guys, I also worked what's called convenient care or urgent care. You guys are familiar with those walk-in clinics where they were like the new heyday 20 years.
Mm.
It's like brand new. We were all working it out. And so
Right.
I would open from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock. So I would leave one side of the clinic, walk to another to work a different department,
Wow.
right? But at that time, you didn't know you were being taxed more to work in another part of the department. It's just things you don't know when you start in medicine, how you have to pay overhead and bills and all,
Mm.
access and all of that. All those things they don't tell you, but it's okay.
Right. Right.
And so I worked a lot. And so that included Saturday morning convenient care clinics from 8 to noon. Okay. So that was a 4 hour on Saturday mornings that don't ask me. I'm working because they pay well in convenient care. And it was a few nights a week. And she said, can you give me, because she said, I need 3 to 6 hours a week, even. That's all
Mhm.
I need. Can you give me that? I said, I could probably do that. I can give up watching Survivor. I'm dating myself. Give that up.
When that was hot. Yeah.
It was hot back then. Now,
Yeah.
hot. I was on the cordless phone the whole time with Karen. Like, hey,
Are
yeah,
you watching? That's funny.
that was hot. We, the step. I mean, minute by minute, we were on the phone. But I said I can give that up. I'm sure, And so, but what would that look like for me? She said, okay, so you need to designate a weeknight and then a weekend. My weeknight was that unit meeting. She said you can invite guests, you can earn income the same night that you learn more and grow your business. I said I do need a 2-for-1. I can do that. So
Right. Where you can learn and earn. Right.
night. So I made sure I was never scheduled on a Monday. So I just told him, I said, if you put me on a Monday, I won't be there. I won't
Mm.
be there. So Mondays were off. So that was perfect. I can do that ahead of time. I can plan and schedule that. And so I made sure I did the majority of my work on Monday nights. It was perfect. Why? Because my director was there. I could use her skill set. She was
Mhm.
an attorney. She was a motivational speaker. Oh my gosh, right? And I didn't have to speak in her presence. I love that, right? Because I was just to see. I was more detailed. I could make a checklist or any of that, but don't
Right.
have to get up front and speak unless it's about diabetes or hypertension, right? That was it. So, fast forward, and then my weekend that I chose. Remember, I told you I work Saturday morning, so
Yeah.
I chose Sunday afternoons after church. So I would have a slot for people at 1 and then 3 if I needed. So
Now I'm going to pause you for a second because, let's back up because you said a lot of interesting things. One is you were not going to quit your job. You knew that you were really busy and that your identity, was wrapped into this, very prestigious position and title. So what do you feel, made you, because I hear a lot of women say, you know what, I work a lot, and when I'm done with work, I don't want one more thing. Like I want to just shut off. And Survivor was your kind of shut off, right? And you were willing to give that up. So what was it that drove you to do that? Because I know that a lot of times money, I mean, and debt and all of that is big in a lot of people's lives, no matter what your title is.
right.
But what was that
Well,
thing?
think about what TV does. You're watching someone else's dreams,
Mhm.
come to life. Someone else, they do all of that for the possibility of $1 million that they don't even have today.
Right,
They
right.
did all of that. And that was more than hustle, right? That was a lot more than I'd be willing to do. So I'm like, if I can work, this hard for someone else, this entity I was working for, and I learned some things about private healthcare and government healthcare because I worked in both systems.
Mm,
The one person who will never lie to me is me. And
mm,
any work that I can do using my skill set, my knowledge base, my education that I've paid for,
right.
if I can use that to help someone else shine, why not me and my family?
Mm,
So it just helped me think differently about what I was creating. But and some people only want one job and that's all they want to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I desire that, I found out through this opportunity, just working in healthcare was, not the only passion that I had.
mm,
I now find I have a passion for people outside of healthcare
mm,
because I really want people to heal in more ways than one. And so in medicine, what I found over time is no matter how hard I try, I couldn't make everyone happy
mm,
because the medicine part is just a piece of it. But a lot of times when they're in pain or suffering, or we have to give them a prognosis or a diagnosis that you don't like to give that news. Now I'm incorporating, like the miracle morning, the power of positive thought, something I would have not been doing had it not been for Mary Kay. And I'm helping people in other ways. But
mm,
as far as coaching and guiding and leadership with other women, I'm able to, through sharing stories, we're able to help other women achieve, through this commonality and through this community or through this tribe that is so different than what we do in medicine.
mm,
A lot of times in healthcare, people aren't trying to help you get up, they're trying to pass you up and keep you down. So
right.
it was just a different mindset. So there's not even a way to compare the two. but I just liked what I was getting on this side, and I love what I'm doing there, but there was just something different about this that I couldn't get in a job.
Yeah, and it opened your eyes probably to a
Mhm.
lot of things you had never even thought of.
Right. It's just a different way and a different level of service that I could
Mhm,
give and provide,
mhm,
um, to just make people happy. And so, and Mary Kay is just, the product is just a tool,
mhm,
to something that's so greater than just that tool. But it
mhm.
really helps you build those relationships and really help women grow. And when they achieve a goal, you feel like you won as well. So,
Yeah, yeah. Now, when you were saying about time, so
mhm.
you had to carve out time. And what were some of the things once you decided, okay, I'm going to do Monday night because I'm going to use the and learn and use the skills and expertise of your mentor. And then you carved out Sunday afternoon. Once you did that, what do you feel like were key skills, mindset, things that you had to have to make that work? I mean, because we could say, okay, I have this time, but what do you feel like gave you the results with that time?
Right. Great question, Cindy. Yes,
Mhm.
yes. So it really pushed me to being very respectful of my time. Hmm
You
So
were better. Yeah.
if you don't take the time, time will take you. So
Mm.
I really started looking at my week. I knew where I had to be, and I knew what activities like my son had, with soccer and all that. I've been there, ladies, been there, done that, got
Right.
several of those t-shirts, but I had to be really strategic with my time. So one caveat I could say was the blessing at Carl is that we had an hour for lunch. Okay, a whole hour. Like everything shuts down in Danville for an hour. Everybody really takes the lunch. And thinking about how patients are loaded and prepped and put in, I was able to, sometimes I could leave at 11:30. I'd be done. If my last patient was 11, I'm done by 11:30. I'm out the door. So sometimes my lunch could stretch to an hour, sometimes 2 hours, because if a 1 o'clock patient was coming, they're not
Right.
all times ready till about right at 1:30. And so I was like, I knew I had that leeway time. So I always say, okay, from 11:45 to 1:20, I got this block of time. So initially I spent it on booking. I wanted to always have like two bookings on that I'm adding to my date book. But I also had the opportunity to do follow-ups. And then once I got my own space, I was able to do quick facials over the lunch hour. So it was
Mm.
just really being strategic. Now this is later. This isn't initial, but once my confidence grew, I could figure out what I could do at that time.
Mm.
And I was like, this is perfect. If you had to do a quick follow-up or a delivery, it was so easy, because then I had 5 days out of the week that I had an extra hour. So that was an extra 5 hour work week. That was
Mm.
Monday right there, 5 hours,
Right.
because I was just consistent on making sure something was done with that time. So
Mm.
income producing activities were always slotted during that lunch break.
How do you feel like you gained the most skill and confidence once you started? Because you said in the beginning it was a little different because you didn't really know what you were doing, and you were really discovery, probably trial and error, figuring out how you were going to manage your time. But you knew that if you stayed with it, you'd figure it out.
Mhm.
Um, what do you think were some of the things that you learned from different mentors along the way that were pivotal?
Well, from Aya, my very first recruiter, I could definitely say, putting me out there, giving me a challenge, because I wouldn't have done it myself. So she would challenge me.
Mm.
And so, or the power of, competition. You and a team member are both racing to do it, and we'll see who does it first. And so I'm really competitive with myself. But when they have a goal for both of us, I'm like, let me see if I can at least hit it, because that'll make me feel better. And just things you didn't know, they help pull more out of you than you even know.
Mm.
So I think that was key in building my confidence, because the more I did it myself, the
Mhm.
more confident I was in it. And then the other thing I think that was a great skill of Gloria is teaching others how to
Mm.
do it,
Ah,
sharing, role playing. So I watched a lot of videos of her role playing. And so, watching someone else do it and then you engage yourself to do it, it helps you say, okay, I got this. I got this. Like now, I think I can do StreamYard.
Yeah, exactly. It's really easy, actually.
So I think having that opportunity to do it, back then I would have never jumped in. Someone had to tag me, or someone had to call me up, right? Aya was so smart. She would call me out. Now we're gonna have even Osaze talk about mascara, and I'm like, we are. I don't know anything. Oh, and then she'd be like, oh, she knows. She is the expert, right? She is the closet expert at this.
Mhm.
Look at her, right? And I was practicing, so I was getting better, but those things built my confidence. And especially when you got feedback. So, when you have the opportunity to affirm someone and let them know they're doing a great job, that speaks volumes, volumes. And
Mhm.
so, it really helped build my confidence because I was very reserved, very shy, and just I was more comfortable only talking about, like healthcare or how can I help
Right.
someone's ailment, but now I can give beauty advice and tips. So, that's different. That's different. It's another side
It's
of
like
me
the whole package.
that you didn't even know existed, right?
Exactly.
I
Now,
learn, anyone can learn. Yes.
so you paid off the student loan.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, my son actually had to go to college in August of 2015. We paid off our student loans January of 15, so almost 8 months ahead of schedule.
Wow.
And I remember that day, calling American College Services and asking the payoff, right?
Yes.
When you can call for that payoff.
Man. And then you're going into him going to college, being able to pay cash.
Yeah, yeah. We paid cash for him to go to college. He just graduated May 2nd. No school.
Ah,
But he's done.
so he just graduated.
Just graduated.
Oh, a 2020 graduate.
I know.
Always be
Yeah,
memory. It'll be a story.
it is always a journey. Always a journey. He's
Right, right.
grateful. He's grateful.
So what are some things that let me see if anyone has questions yet. I don't see, yeah, some of them quoting some of the things that you said. Love it. So another question would be, okay, so two questions. One is, what's advice that you would have if someone's thinking about entrepreneurship and that possibly Mary Kay could be a vehicle for them to explore that freedom? What would be the initial tip that you would give someone?
Well, just like my girlfriend told me, she said you'll never know unless you try.
Mm,
You'll never know unless you try. I think you'll be great, but you will never know unless you try. So, women, we have to have the experience for ourselves. You can't think about it, you can't deliberate about it, you can't wonder, you know. And with an opportunity like Mary Kay, you have the absolute power to truly try it.
mhm,
Money back guarantee, but the $100 investment or the $30 investment right now just gives you a look inside. This gives you a
mhm,
look inside. So I mean, at minimum, it's worth that investment because think of how much you've spent, hundreds, or thousands on, and you've got no return on your investment. But
mhm,
the one thing I do know that I have learned, when you have the power to sell something, no one can ever take that away from you. No
mhm,
one can ever take that away from you. And it is truly recession proof.
mhm.
Recession proof. So if
Well, so, I mean, sales is one of the highest paid, if not the highest paid job you could have. And
absolutely
it is because you really control how many people you share your product with.
right.
And it's not about, I hear a lot of times people go, well, I'm not the sales type. Well, then we are all salespeople, because if you're not the sales type, then that means that the passion about what you believe in isn't coming out. You don't know how to communicate your love for something, because that's what sales is. You communicate your love for something.
Right.
And so being able to have that unlimited income potential has kept me in, really, is because no matter what, I'm thinking it's crazy not to, because somebody always needs moisturizer. There's always someone who needs mascara, right? It's just so, Now, I love the way you said that, you don't know unless you try, that would be your advice, is to say you have to at least try. How many things in our life that we have a perception of it, and then you go through an experience, whether it's traveling or trying something new food, or a new, an experience, and you go, oh my gosh, that's totally not what I expected.
Absolutely. I mean, I think I gave this scenario the other day. It's like you don't even know. I mean, you'll try a different pair of Spanx. It might not be what you anticipated, but you're worth trying it. You're ready to at least try it. And so this is something I say, hey, you can at least try it, but you get some amazing products just for the try. You don't get that type of return. I mean, almost $400 worth of product for $100 investment, and it's not about being a certain type. This is a people business, so all of us are different. We all have gifts. I am not a salesman. I am not the sales type, right? But that's not what Mary Kay's looking for.
Mhm,
This product sells itself. And that was something I knew because just trying it one time,
mhm,
I
mhm,
spent $200 with my girlfriend, right?
mhm.
And I already
And
knew.
she didn't have to coerce you. You got it because it felt so good, and you saw from the results
I
on her face.
saw her results. I saw her transformation. I
Mhm.
needed some of that transformation because I was looking a little crazy too, but Wet and Wild was my go-to. We just don't know any better. But until you know better, then you don't do better. And I
Mhm,
was using what my mother used, olive olay and Noxzema, right?
mhm.
And I remember being the little snippy person at that party. I'm like, well, I thought olive olay was the number one skincare brand. And so that person had to shut me down real quick, but it was just but Oil of Olay had nothing on that system.
I
So
know.
when I tried that, I'm like, this is a night and day difference. I felt it immediately. So that was worth it. But yeah, we're not looking for the sales type, but if you love people, if you like to
Mhm,
serve people and you get something from making people feel better, this is
mhm.
definitely it for you.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah,
want to
I love
group. Yeah, go ahead.
I love, since I've been journeying in this business at a high level for a long period of time, it's eye-opening how many educated women who come into this business, they were successful at something else.
Right.
And, that's really the transference of that particular quality, I think, is the common uh, um, ingredient.
Right.
And that is women who have been successful at something else. Now, it could be you were a great student in college. It could be that you were a great babysitter when you knew how to run your babysitting business, or that you have a master's degree in medical field or an attorney, whatever. But it's those people that say, if there is a need, I want to fill it and I can figure it out. And so it's not necessarily leaving behind. You still are a physician's assistant. It's not leaving something behind. It is that we want to be, I love, and here I'll close this out because I want to just share with you what the deal is right now. But I want to show women how to be their whole complete best.
Right.
That it's not one entity of our life that we want to strengthen, but we want to strengthen so many of our gifts and talents inside of us are never fulfilled or have a platform to shine because we're boxed into a job and a title. And what I see in you, even, is that you were able to shine in a medical field because you are analytical and you are systematic to where you understand how to operate in that environment. And it used your gifts. It was fantastic. You would have never been able to use the gift of public speaking and empowerment of women and helping women develop their leadership skills. By the way, you all, even as a top leader in our company in developing leaders, she's excellent in empowering women to be independent and not dependent on her. So what I love about the way you lead is that you're not an enabler. You have been able to learn and develop a gift inside of you that was there all along. And that is to educate and empower women to be entrepreneurs and their best. And I love that. And so that's the thing that we're looking for. We want women to come on board that say, hey, I need an extra $500 a month. Or, hey, you know what? I am being prudent with my money. I'm spending a lot on my skincare. I have daughters or sisters that we need to do this because I want to be able to get all of the products, and paying full price, that isn't possible. So I'm going to want to pay half price. You can do that. And then there are those who say, you know what, it's time for me. I want a second chapter. I want to start exploring this entrepreneurship and leadership, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So many different reasons that you could do this. And so what I want to share with you all is I'm going to do a share screen, and we'll close it out. Just if you are looking at this and your consultant invited you on just to be inspired, I hope you're inspired. I hope you know that we believe in women, and if this isn't for you, that I hope you're inspired to start doing the thing that you've been thinking about doing, whether it's gardening or reading more or whatever. But this vehicle has allowed us to be able to not only make money through the sale of the product, empower women to do the same and mentor them, but I know for Eben as well as myself, it's opened doors for me to do other things in my life, with my church, with my community, because of the things I've gained in this business and the flexibility to do other things and not be trapped to so many hours at work. So here's a share screen, and let me show you what comes in the starter kit so that you can see. If you are thinking, you know what, this is something that I might want to do, this right here shows you what comes in $100 option. Right now, there's a $30 option, which I'll tell you is a virtual consultant. So here's two things. One, if you go, you know what, I think that I do want to try more of the products myself. And I do have, I'm thinking that through the website and through the virtual events and slowly as we go live, I would love to share it with people. This kit's $100. You get over $400 worth of product, over $450 really. You get, and in the picture you see right there on the bottom, all the CC creams, the two miracle sets. You get eye makeup remover, mascara, full-size satin hands, all the demos, the cute bag, all of that for $100. I love that you get so much. And that gives you $476 in actual product and then additional things as well. And it gives you that 50% discount. That is a biggie. The other option right now that the company has is, and this is where I have to figure out how to do this. Let me just do stop share screen, and then I'm going to show you this other one. This particular option I love because it gives you the option to, in the middle there, it says eStart. For $30, you get a free website and a free credit card processing account so that you can have products drop shipped to anybody in the United States. So for $30, you make half of everything you sell virtually. So you could jump on one of our virtual events, because we're doing a virtual like CVS type event where we're showing products, and you can send samples to people if you want to, but just showing the products on our virtual events allows you to make half of whatever you sell. So if somebody purchased $100 on your virtual event, you would pay yourself $50 right there out of what they pay you. You pay yourself $50 on the spot, and the other $50 covers the cost of the product. Bam. You've just made some cash looking at your computer screen while we do the work, your mentor, until you learn how to do it yourself. And so that middle option right there is that 30 eStart. So listen, both of us are going to tell you, I love sharing this with you all because it is a great opportunity for you. We share this because we know how it's impacted our life. And I care enough, just like Yvonne was saying, her driver, she cares about people and wants to help people. I care. I don't want people to be financially strapped anymore. It makes us crazy. It makes us do crazy things. And so whether you need the money or you don't, if you say, no, I make great money, then I think right now our times are telling us all, you better start saving. then take this and make this your stash cash. I tell you, and so either way, it's a win-win to be able to have money in case something happens. So I hope that again you were inspired by Yvonne's story. Thank you so much for sharing, and it was just so easy to converse with you. Or any last words? What would be any last little words of encouragement?
Wow. I would just say, just take advantage, guys. This, I think COVID has taught us a lot. We do not take this situation lightly, but it has taught us a lot about having freedom, having choice,
Mhm,
having options, because we've seen a lot of people have that taken from them
mhm.
without their permission.
Yeah.
And we've seen what big business has done. And we've seen how people haven't really supported small business, right? When we
Mhm,
saw large corporations taking funding that was designated for small businesses, that was eye opening.
mhm.
It was just eye opening. And so we're looking for some basic things. We need more income. You need more freedom and flexibility. You need more choices. You need more personal growth, right? You need a positive, powerful environment that's inspirational and motivational and encouraging. And it's something that can also be caught by your children, right? So
Yes.
those things are really important. And all of those are wrapped up in this one opportunity. So I said it's definitely worth taking a look inside, because it's totally bigger than lipstick. So, but Cindy, thank you so much for this
Oh my
opportunity.
goodness. I love talking with you. And congratulations. You know, we both were talking that I know you're having a record month. I know that we have had an increase in our productivity since COVID because virtually we've not had to stop. We've been able to continue to share our products virtually. And so it's a great option. So
Yep.
thank you. Congratulations. And
Thank
I'm
you.
sure we'll talk
You too.
again soon.
All
All
right.
right.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Thank you.